Hello, it is Tuesday night. We're going to do our regular music show a little later, but this is kind of our little supplementary show we're going to do early because the boys are here. We have Brian K. from Scranton, Pennsylvania. What's up, Brian?
Hello.
Brian is currently dating Tiffany and Debbie Gibson at the moment,
Lucky.
simultaneously. And we have Eric from Woburn, Mass.
Hello.
We decided just to do a show tonight, just to do it, just the three of us for fun. We're not sure what to do, but I thought it would be interesting just to throw some questions out there to see if we could get our brains working and see what kind of answers that we got on some music stuff. So here's one I was thinking about a while back. We'll go decades. Give me the greatest song of the 1960s, Eric.
Oh,
The greatest song of the 1960s.
greatest. How about Midnight Confessions?
What is that?
You never heard of the Grassroots Midnight?
I've heard of the Grassroots, but I don't know Midnight Confessions.
I think that's 70s, actually.
I don't think so. I think it's late.
I don't know that song.
I'll look it up.
Well, you know what? I might know it, but I don't. Yeah, I
You
thought you
know.
got to say something like "Hey Jude" or, I don't know,
Well,
like "Ain't No Mountain High Enough." Or
giving
something.
you my opinion of, I mean, of course, Hey Jude, but I'm gonna say released. I just want to see if Brian K.
Or "Spiral Staircase" or something. Come on.
Yeah, it was 68.
Okay. Well, I don't even know that song, so see, I need to listen to that song. That's why
You
we do
need
these
to
shows,
listen to it after this. Yeah.
to learn things, to learn stuff. And this show is brought to you by our sponsor, DJ Event Planner. Please check them out as well as our other sponsors in the description of this video on YouTube. Brian, do you have an opinion on the greatest song of the 1960s?
I was just commenting on Eric's song. I thought it was the 70s, and what I was going to pick was from the 50s.
Well, you can give us the greatest song of the 1950s. Let's hear it.
It was probably remade in the 60s anyway.
I was going to say Rock Around the Clock, but that was 50s.
That would have been my pick too for the 1950s, I think.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great song. So you and I have the same opinion on that one.
Oh, Spruce 60s.
Me, I would have said Tutti Frutti.
That's a good song.
Little Richard. I mean, we all get different,
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. How about the 1970s, Eric? What's the best song of the 1970s? Just kind of encompasses everything.
Well, there's so many, but I'm going to go with one of my personal favorites from the 70s.
Uh-huh.
Stuck in the Middle with You, Steelers.
Steelers Wheels.
I've always loved that. Yeah.
Is it Steelers Wheel or Steelers Wheels?
Steelers Wheels.
Yeah. No, it's Wheel.
Pretty sure it's Wheels. Steelers
I
Wheels.
think it's Wheel. Steelers Wheel.
One wheel, singular wheel, Steelers
I don't
Wheel?
think it's plural. Yeah, I don't think it's plural.
Okay, well, see, I'm learning all kinds of stuff tonight.
I think it's Steelers Wheel.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. You might be right.
Yeah, but anyway, that will get your floor going too. I mean, if you get the right people.
Yeah, and that was kind of folky, kind of rocky. It's got a dance.
It's a little
beat
bit
to
of
it.
everything. Yeah.
It's a cool song.
Yeah.
Do you have an opinion on the greatest song of the 1970s, Brian?
It's before my time. No, it wasn't.
Rock on the Clock, however, he skipped a decade.
But he had that one. Yeah.
I was 1 year old. Oh, let's see. From the 70s. I
can
will
pass.
survive. I will survive.
Yeah, We'll Survive, Glory Gaynor.
there you
Iconic
go.
song from the
Yes.
70s.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick, man. There's so many great songs.
That's right. The 70s and 80s both were huge
Yeah.
for great songs,
If I had to pick my favorite song for the 1970s, or what I feel like is the best song of the 1970s, because I feel like it encompassed everything. It really did just kind of bring it all together. It was kind of rock. It was kind of dance. Had hooks all over it. It would be Grease by Frankie Valli.
There you go. Wow.
I think that is the song that just encompasses it all. really. But there's so many things that I love. I mean, like genuinely love from the 70s. But if I had to pick one song to represent the decade, I think that would be it.
My other favorite, if I can throw one more in from
Of course you can.
Rock Me Gently, Andy Kim.
Andy Kim. It's a cool.
Yeah,
fun,
I mean, that
song.
was such a great song. And
That's often confused for Neil Diamond, that song.
Is
sounds
it
like
really?
it sounds like, yeah, a lot of people think that's Neil Diamond.
I can see how they could think that because he kind of has that Neil Diamond
he's
thing
got
going
that
on.
deep. Yeah.
He's Neil Diamond could pull that off. I mean, he wouldn't, but yeah,
I'm surprised he did it. Yeah.
I could totally see how that could be a Neil Diamond thing that he did. But why would Neil Diamond cover an Andy Kim song? I don't know.
Damon's.
I know.
Oh no! Look who's
He
joining us.
wrote many songs for other artists.
He sure did. Like I'm a Believer Monkeys. That was him.
Yeah, right. He did some remakes. Yeah.
Well, no, he did the original.
Damon, why are you going in and out? You should just come in and join us.
Yeah, come
You'll
on.
have fun with this one. Yeah, maybe he'll be back.
We're only doing like a part one right now.
Yeah, we're doing a part one,
Yeah.
just seeing how this goes.
David Gibson.
What if we did a greatest song of Yacht Rock? What's the greatest song of Yacht Rock? What do you think it is?
Now you're gonna kill me.
Like, what's the
And
epitome
you
of
may
Yacht
not.
Rock?
Is this Yacht Rock? I'm thinking Ebony Eyes, Bob Welch.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Okay.
It don't get much play, but I do love that.
Oh, they play the heck of it in the Yacht Rock format, like on Yacht Rock Radio, Sirius XM. You hear it several times a day.
Oh, I love that song. Yeah.
How about you, Brian? What's the greatest song of the Yacht Rock genre?
Not to typecast because of yachts and everything, but Sailing from
Christopher Cross.
Cross.
Yeah, it's a really good one. Those are both really good picks. If I really thought about it, the song that I think is the yachtiest for some reason of the Yacht Rock, and I don't know why I feel this way.
Is that a word?
Yeah, so the yachtiest of the yachts. I'm going to go Pablo Cruise, Love Will Find a Way.
Oh, yes.
It's just, it encompasses it all. It's all there.
What was their other big hit too? Pablo Cruise. There was Love Would Find a Way, and they had one more.
I keep thinking it was Cool Change, but that was Little River Band, wasn't it?
Yeah, Little River Band. I think they had one more. I know they
did. What the heck was it? What's wrong with me?
I can't.
What was Pablo Cruise's other song?
Don't
They had a couple actually, but there was one that was pretty. What you gonna do? What you gonna
do? That's it.
Yeah, there's it.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Yeah.
There was another one that I can't think of.
I remember because my mother had the album, and I was like 12 years old. She had the Pablo Cruise, and it was great.
Pablo Cruise.
And so I'm always grabbing her records and playing them on my little record player, you know?
We had
And
the
that's how I
8-track.
learned a lot of those. Well, no. I hated 8-tracks, and my brother had one. Right in the middle of the song, it would change track. You know?
Fade out, click, and then fade back in.
Yeah, it was crazy, but yeah.
Yeah.
The DJ was one of them. Yeah.
I had Eggert Winter Group, They Only Come Out at Night. And I love the song Frankenstein, but when it goes into that one bit where it's like, it sounds like bugs, it's like chicka, 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 chicka. It fades out, then it comes back in. That was always a bummer. But yeah, 8-tracks sucked.
Oh, they were terrible. Yeah.
You had a greatest song of this century so far?
I would have to say
Almost 25 years, by the way.
Uptown Funk.
That's what I was going to say, that one.
Yeah. To me, that still works. It's very powerful. And I don't care. You play that young and old in front of you, and they're all getting up. Or like blurred lines, even. They're going to get up. The older people, because they think it's Marvin Gaye, you know? They know eat right. And the young people, because it's whatever his name is. And he's really not that boss, you know? He's his father was a game show host, right? Is that right?
He was a TV show host.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
With the blurred lines thing. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But I would say Uptown Funk. And if I stole your answer Brian K. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
No.
That's okay. You both are thinking alike. You know, part of me wants to say "Party in the USA," Miley Cyrus.
That's another great one. Yeah.
Part of me wants to say that. There are songs that I really enjoyed more than that, though, that I could put up there that I really genuinely liked. A lot of stuff came out in Europe that I thought was amazing that we didn't get stateside. But as far as in our world, I would go "Party in the USA" in the mobile DJ world of the United States. But if we're talking global, oh yeah, there's so many different choices. I think "One More Time" Daft Punk is amazing. It's an amazing track. That whole album, Discovery, is really good, but I've always loved that. Jay Brennan's favorite song is, I think, from 2003 or 2004, and it's Shapeshifter's Lola's theme. So, yeah, there's all kinds of neat stuff.
I remember you guys played that here one night after the show, too. And, yeah, the first time I ever heard it, really, was when you played it here.
Yeah, no, it's a good song.
Yeah.
They actually have another song that I think is better, but that's the one Jay likes, so we'll have it.
Since I stole Brian K's song,
That's okay.
I think maybe we could go around the room and just say, what's your favorite Debbie Gibson song? For Brian.
Brian.
And I'm sorry, Brian, as for there, I know it's your show. Oh, look at
No, it's our show. It's our show. There's Brian and one of his girlfriends right there.
There it is. Yeah, one of two.
One of Brian's girl.
One of two. Where's the other one?
Yeah, get her out here. Where is she?
I don't know where she is.
You don't have Tiffany?
She's hiding somewhere around here.
I can tell you that I genuinely it's not like I'm forcing myself to like it. I genuinely like "Only in My Dreams." Like, I really like that song. It's a good song. It would have been a good song no matter who did it. It's well written. It's got some fun chord changes. It's got some fun changes in the different choruses throughout the song. I like the track.
What I'm amazed with Debbie Gibson and Tiffany even is when they come out, there was a lot happening with music.
Yeah.
And they survived it, and they were still hitting number ones and hit up the hit. And I'm amazed at them both, actually. And I can see why they're your girlfriends, Brian, and lucky you,
It's crazy. Who do we have, Brian? We had Debbie, we had Tiffany. But who else was like that?
Taylor had a string of hits.
She was a little older.
But she was,
Who, Taylor?
I mean, Tiffany and Debbie were teenagers.
Yeah.
The other one who was like that here in the U.S. we didn't get so much until later.
Kylie
Minogue. Kylie was kind of the same teen sensation, and all the tweener girls, the little, 11, 12, 13-year-old girls just went crazy, over them. That was the other one that I can think of off the top of my head that had any staying power.
Kylie has a new song out, too.
Kylie always has a new song out.
Yeah.
Kylie's always doing something.
I still can't get it out of my head. I'm telling you, that song is the bomb.
That album is good. That whole album, that Kylie album, is amazing. The one before that was really good too. It was called Light Years. That one's really nice too. And there were all kinds of hits that she had throughout the 90s that were amazing, but we didn't get them.
We never heard them. Yeah.
Yeah. The early stuff was very much, what do I want to call it? It was for this young teen girl crowd. It was very bubblegum, little kid stuff. And then she did a song called "Confide in Me," like right around 95, 96, something like that. And it was not for little kids. And from there on out, she was doing more adult material. And when I say adult material, I mean regular pop stuff. It wasn't necessarily for kids anymore. But yeah, she's had a long run. And I know we don't hear much about her here in the States, but everywhere else in the world, she's still a big star.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Brian has Debbie and Tiffany all to himself.
One of my favorite Debbie Gibson songs is obviously you've got "Only in My Dreams." which I love
Great
that,
song.
obviously. But for a ballad, Lost in Your Eyes, I love that one.
Yours. Mhm. Number one.
I always loved it. And really, it would pack my floor back in the '80s for a slow song. It was just a great track, you know.
I think that was her first number one song.
Yeah. Well, was it?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay. Yeah.
What was the other one? Shake Your Love. That was the other up tempo
Shake
number,
Your
right?
Love. Yeah. Out of the Blue.
Yeah.
I mean, she had a few. You know.
And then there's Tiffany.
Oh,
And I'm ashamed to only being able to recall one Tiffany song off the top of my head.
I think
Yeah.
we're alone now.
I think we're alone now. And then,
All I got.
Then also she had she had a ballad too.
Yeah, the ballad called "Could Have Been."
Could have been.
I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember that. Yep.
I did like that one as well. See, I'm a
They were both number
ballad,
ones.
you know, right? Is that all she had though? No, right?
The only two number one songs she had.
Really?
Yeah, she only
No,
had
but
two
she
number
had
one
other songs. I think.
Oh yeah, she had other songs.
Yeah.
So Debbie had a bigger catalog.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
bigger hit catalog.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah.
I think Tiffany actually has more albums.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. She has 11 albums out.
Somebody else that you met recently is somebody who I think is pretty interesting, or I thought was pretty interesting for a minute when she first hit, was Taylor Dane, who you've also recently become acquainted with.
Yep.
Yes. And when I first heard Taylor Dane, it was in what you would probably call now a Latin freestyle club. And
Yeah.
it was Latin hip hop at the time, but it was a really good remix of Tell It to My Heart.
Mm.
And yeah, she was Latina as far as I knew.
I don't know.
And then all of a sudden she goes to adult contemporary and she's a blonde white girl. When she was doing all her, Love Will Lead You Back and all that stuff. But yeah, Prove Your Love and
I think those
Help
are the
My
only
Heart.
two that are on my radar for her anyway. I mean, she had "I Will Always Love You," the ballad too. you know.
Shelter was a big one that she did.
When I met her, she's a tiny woman. She's probably
Yeah.
only around 5'3", 5'4".
Really?
But in the 80s, she had like 3 foot hair. So
Right.
it was
I'm
3 foot wide and 3 foot high. So,
Remember the crimps
Thinking
that
of
came
one
down?
more. I'm thinking of one more by Tiffany, I think, and you would be the one, Brian K.
Trying to be the one to know, yeah.
It should have been me. Was that one of her hits?
Could have been with
I
somebody.
think. Well, could have been was one, but if there was
Yeah.
another one, I think should have been me.
I don't think so. I don't have the album
No?
in front of me.
See, I don't either.
I
But
know on her second album, she did have one minor hit. It was called Radio Romance.
see, I don't remember that either.
Eludes me. Yeah.
Wow.
But then
Wow.
she just dropped off the face of the earth. Seemed like,
But she's out there touring right now, right? Still.
yeah. On her,
And what is she singing on stage?
well, she sings her new songs. It's all rock. She did a rock. It's like a rock album, and then she does like she was on the Masked Singer in Europe.
Okay. How'd she do?
And she didn't win, but she sang Angels by
Robbie Williams.
Robbie Williams, and
Yeah.
she redid that song, released as a single.
Oh, nice. That's a nice song.
She releases a couple singles here and there, but they're just, I think, for
Yeah.
their own fun. They never make airplay or anything.
But you're having fun being a groupie following those girls. around.
If that's what you want to call it, groupie. You know.
Well, it's like every 2 months there's new pictures of Brian and Tiffany and Debbie Gibson. It's awesome. It was just Debbie, and then all of a sudden Tiffany's there too, and then he's got Taylor Dane. I was like, wow.
But I gotta say, they both age gracefully too.
Let me check my schedule here.
You
Oh,
going back?
Let me check my schedule.
Like,
Yeah.
Let's see. November 2nd will be Tiffany.
Okay.
and most likely
That's
December
coming up. Yeah.
December 21st, I think it is.
So how many shows have you been to with, let's say, Debbie Gibson? How many Debbie Gibson shows have you seen in the last year?
This week, what
This week.
this week was the second time,
Okay.
and Tiffany was 3 times so far.
Okay. Is there a difference in the shows, or the same show every time?
I was just going to ask the same question. Yeah.
Well, the Debbie Gibson one I just saw last week was an acoustic show.
Okay.
It was her and a piano and her saxophone player.
Then that was different.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you that was sweet too, right?
It was very nice.
How big are the venues?
This venue wasn't that big at all. Probably maybe 600 people at most could fit in there.
Okay.
But it wasn't sold out though. It was
Sure.
It was only around half sold out.
That's cool. But yeah, you got to see a show. That's nice. I don't know who I would follow anymore if they like started doing dates. Who the heck would I pay money to go see? Who's alive?
I
That's a tough one.
would pay money, and I would go see Billy Joel. In fact, that's why I would love to, if I could afford it, I would love to go see Billy Joel, honestly.
Yeah.
Now that you brought that up. But I think he would be worth every penny, too. You know?
Oh, sure. I mean, his chops are polished. He's out there. He's doing shows. He just finished up that big Madison Square Garden thing he'd been doing for years.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would definitely go to one of his now that you asked that question.
Those Madison Square Garden shows, he would bring like a guest every time he was there. He had like Bruce Springsteen one time, or
Yeah.
somebody would walk out, but he knew he was
Always
there.
have a big surprise. Yeah. Yeah. Didn't he have Elton John one time, too?
I think so.
Yeah.
Dueling pianos. I've seen videos of those two.
That would have been great to see.
Yeah, I'll have to get back to you on that. I can't think of anybody who I wanted to go.
You can't think of anybody you would pay to go see right now?
No, either I haven't already seen them or they're retired. I can't think of anyone. I can't think of a modern artist who I'd want to go see either.
I know who you would go see. You would go see Stevie Nicks.
I might go see Stevie Nicks. I would have rather have seen Stevie Nicks 40 years ago.
Well,
or even 25 years ago with Fleetwood Mac. I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd want to see her at 76 years old.
She still looks good, though.
I know she does.
Looks good, but how's she sound, I wonder?
Yeah, I'm sure she sounds fine, but, you know, I know what... I mean, I'm taking care of my mother and my mother-in-law right now, and I know how tough it is for them to get through the day sometimes, and I'm thinking this poor lady's on stage singing. She can't be comfortable. There's no way. No, I don't want to put anyone through that. I'd feel guilty about... Entertain me. No, you've done enough.
If she wasn't comfortable, Brian, she wouldn't do it anymore.
Maybe not.
She's still loving what she does, you know, and
perhaps
otherwise she would have retired, you know, and be done with it.
Yeah,
in my opinion. I don't know.
My brother.
No, she don't need the money.
My brother's wife last year bought like Aerosmith farewell tour tickets, and they were like $800 a piece or something crazy like that. And he was so mad, and then he canceled. Steven Tyler canceled the tour, and they're done now. And my mom was saying, "Man, I can't believe somebody would pay that much to go see a band like that." I understand it's her last time around and all, but geez, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have paid it. So you know what I'd have paid $800 for? Seen them 40 years ago. That would I have paid $800 for, because they were in their prime and they were doing stuff. But I don't know if I want to see somebody in their last leg perform.
I see where you're going.
And pay a premium for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, buying a really cool, like a poodle or something, you know, 6 months before it's supposed to die, you know? You want it as a puppy. You don't want it.
I would think like a real diehard fan would be like, this could be the last one. I'm going to pay it and I'm going.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound as good. It's all keyed down, and they're struggling out there. I would rather see them in their prime for $12, which is what the tickets were a long time ago.
Anyway, a diehard fan likes the Aerosmith when they were on drugs. They were better.
Well, yeah, I mean, 70s.
I saw them during the Pump tour. That's when they were still like, drunk and everything. There was a pump.
Yeah.
The Love in the Elevator tour.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The pump tour was when they were sober.
I think I'd probably pay money to go see ELO. I know they're done now, but I pay money to see Jeff Lynne. Just didn't work out for me this summer, but he was in Chicago. I could have gone. I'd like to check that out.
Could you imagine being in that audience and just because you have no idea what that playlist is going to be, and God, what they got to pick from is huge. You know,
Well,
that would be great. Yeah,
his Wembley or Bus show 6 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever it was incredible. Just the best performance he's ever done, and a great band he had put together and all that stuff. So based on that, yeah, that would have been worthwhile to see.
right.
I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been really tough for me. I mean, I wanted to see Kylie Minogue, 15 years ago. I don't know that I want to see Kylie Minogue now even, I don't know if I would. Maybe I would. I don't know. But it's just different. And there aren't a lot of like live touring acts that I can think of that are coming around. There's not a lot of bands out right now. So we're going to see this band. Who are they?
I know Imagine Dragons is pretty good live.
Yeah. Those types of bands.
I know a couple people have seen them. They're following them around. They saw them like 3 or 4 times this year.
It seems like a group that people about 30 years younger than me like a lot, maybe 20. Just seems like a much younger demographic for that act. But I don't know. I like music and I like listening to it, but even newer stuff, I just don't know if I'd pay to see it.
No, like the newest stuff today. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of it. Period. A lot of the new stuff, I can't grasp it. I can't. The music today has gone downhill. Let's just put it.
Well, I don't think that it's like you need to see this live because it's gonna be really good kind of thing. There's not that. It's all processed voices and such, or it's going to be disappointment live, even if you did like it.
Well, I saw Madonna this year, and it was.
How was that?
Quite disappointing.
Was it
for the price?
Right, and that's my point.
I paid a scalper for a ticket, and I paid almost $500 for a ticket.
For one ticket?
Yeah. One ticket.
She was born in 1958, so that would make her 65 or 66 years old now. Am I right?
Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Her boyfriend's in her 20s, his 20s.
I love Madonna. I love Madonna. I mean, I don't think Madonna could do wrong in the 1980s. There's nothing she did that was wrong. She was a little hit or miss in the 90s for me and the 2000s. But yeah, Madonna, when she was young, man, she couldn't do any wrong. Everything she did.
Look at Frankie Valli. What is he, 81? He's still out.
But you can't sing. That's
I
know, but he's still out there. And
they're propping him up out there.
Yeah.
He's forgetting words.
Yeah.
I guess it's pretty bad.
There was one video I watched where it looked like he was falling asleep on stage. And I'm not kidding.
It's kind of sad that somebody's
bad
throwing him
for
out
him.
there like that.
But I also gave him some kudos. Like, you know what? You're 81.
He's older than that.
No, I thought he was 81. Is he older? I don't know. Whatever. It don't matter. But yeah, he's like, I see you guys' points. Like when you get to that stage where, I don't mean stage, I mean stage in your life where
you're
gonna forget the words. Or
Frankie Valli is 90.
That's what I thought. He was closer to 90.
Is he 90? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And Madonna is 66.
66, Madonna. And you were disappointed, huh?
Well, I expected it to be a lot of like pre-recorded stuff, and it wasn't all live.
The weirdo thing about Madonna for me, and I don't know if anybody else shares this opinion with me or not, but like I said, 80s, the music was incredible. She was a performer, loved it. Most of the 90s, I really enjoyed. Some of the 2000s stuff I like, some of it, not all of it, but some of it. But the weird part about Madonna, to me, at 66 years old, why can't she, and I'm gonna get some hate for this. Why can't she just be age appropriate 66 and do a show? Why does she have to dress like she's still in her 20s and 30s?
Well, the tour she just did was the Celebrations tour, I think it was called.
Yeah,
and it was a greatest hits tour. So she
Yeah.
dressed the outfits of the 80s.
throughout the
That's
I can dig that, I guess. I'm even thinking about Cher,
I was just gonna say you can ask Cher that same question.
and I would.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It's okay. It's okay to not be 30, 40 years old. It's okay.
Right.
To pretend to be that when you're not is when it gets kind of sad. I mean, it's the same thing with guys. If a guy, tries to do all this plastic surgery and stuff and go out there, who's really sad right now to me? Lionel Richie. He's all plastic. And he's
having trouble holding them notes.
He's having a lot of trouble holding them notes.
Yeah.
They keep propping him up and talking about him. That's over, Lionel, and it's sad. He's trying to look like he's 40 years old.
It is sad. You know what? I was a huge fan of him with the Commodores.
Still am.
Oh, right.
Amazing writer, singer.
But don't go out there and embarrass yourself.
Did they give him some kind of like Lifetime Achievement Award or something this year?
Yeah.
Why didn't they give it to him years ago?
Well,
They did
can't.
it.
Yeah,
Sympathy, they're doing it now.
Spread that out, I guess. But
He did about that when he wrote Lady for Kenny Rogers, because that was a huge hit for Kenny. That was actually like one that really put Kenny over the top too, like back then.
Yeah, and that wasn't a
Lady.
country track. That was a pop track for Kenny.
Right. And Lionel wrote that.
But Lionel wrote country. Sail On is not a pop song. That's a country song.
And that's another one I love by Lionel. Sail On. I always loved that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's
Stuck on You. It's a country song all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a versatile dude. He did it all. And I just wish some of these folks felt like they could retire with some grace. Without trying to look like they're 12 again. Just be who you are. It's okay. I mean, I think the Stones are doing it. Mick Jagger's not trying to look like he's 30. He obviously looks like he's 1,000 years old.
Well, he's petrified also.
Well, that's Keith Richards.
Yeah.
no, Mick Jagger he's still got moves. You know what I mean? He's all over that damn stage like he always was. Probably still in jogging pants. I'm not sure. It seems like every time I seen him at concert, he was in jogging pants and a t-shirt.
Paul McCartney's another one.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
I don't think Paul's afraid to be 81 or whatever he is. He just is 81 or 82. He's got energy and good for him. But yeah, I get sad, especially with these women who they try to look so much younger than they are. Just be graceful.
What song did I just play? And it was featuring Paul McCartney too. And the other two were like way off from Paul McCartney. I'm trying to remember.
Two people with him?
Yeah. What?
The song he did with Rihanna, that one, 4 or 5 seconds.
That's it. Featuring Paul McCartney. And I'm like,
it was Rihanna and
somebody sang that the other night.
Kanye or somebody.
Yeah, it was Rihanna.
Yeah, he did some stuff with Kanye a while back.
I think it was Kanye, and then featuring Paul McCartney. I'm like, what the hell is he doing with this? But hey,
That was like 10, 15 years ago, and everybody said, boy, it was so nice of Kanye West to give that old man a chance to be a star.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
Kids.
No, I just thought that was a very weird combination.
Yeah,
Rihanna, Kanye, and Paul McCartney. I'm like, where did this come from? I never knew Paul was, and I played that song many times, like way back. I never knew Paul was in that somehow or involved, but
yeah,
I was shocked. And kudos to you, Brian K, for knowing that.
Well,
because
there's a guy that sings it on karaoke. That's why I knew that.
right, and somebody just sang it on karaoke Sunday night.
There you go.
And I'm looking at it. And it's like, wow, where did Paul McCartney come in on this? I was thinking to myself, but I was blown away how you just pulled that right out of the hat like that. But
I think it's time for our union smoke break, Eric.
yes, I think it is.
I think it is. So we're going to put a fork in this. We're going to be back in about an hour and 10 minutes
maybe
for the
that.
next show.
Yeah.
Not that it matters, but you'll probably see them on different days.
Change
Anyway,
my shirt. Can I change
thanks
my
for
shirt?
watching. Yeah, change your shirt. Well, I'll change my MTV shirt. No, I want to leave it on. Everybody thinks like, you only got one shirt? Yep, you only got one shirt.